So driving along, and I thought I'd talk just a little bit about pruning blackberries. I get so many questions from people that say, it's my canes are 4 feet high, we're going into fall, should I just prune them all the way down to the ground? And I don't understand that school of thought. I don't know whether they've seen that somewhere and it's just wrong information, or whether it's just in their thinking. They think that, well, they're going to come back next year anyway, so why not just prune them out? If they're, whether it's a primocane or a floor cane variety, the canes that you'll be pruning out right now, if you pruned them out right now, this is September, late September, if you prune them out right now, the canes that are up right now, have been growing, maybe you've pruned the tips, maybe you haven't, but whatever, the canes that are up and viable, those canes are the canes that are going to produce berries next spring. Why would you prune out? It's like a corn farmer going out there and cutting down all his corn crop and saying, I'll just wait till next year. I'll just wait till, I don't get that at all. Now, if one person said, well, they're primocanes, so they're going to produce a crop next summer, a primocane crop. When the new canes come up in the spring, they're going to produce a primocane crop in the summer. So why not just wait until cut down the primocanes that are there now, cut down everything for the winter. Now, if you're in a northern climate, God may cut them down for you, because some primocanes don't do well in a hard, cold winter. So, but I'd let God do it, okay? If it was me, I'd let God do it. But their thought pattern is, their reasoning is, go ahead and get rid of them, cut them down now, and then when next year comes, brand new primocanes come up in the spring, and I'll get a summer crop of primocane blackberries. And that's true, but you're losing your entire spring crop of primocane blackberries. Typically, the spring crop is the biggest crop. Now, I think I've found, or at least seems like that the primocane blackberries are bigger. I mean, some big blackberries, but they only last till it starts getting hot. If you're in the South, they stop blooming when the temps get to be about 95-ish. Start to slow down in the 90s, and by about 95, they will stop. They will stop blooming, which means they stop fruiting pretty quick when it gets 95 degrees. They love the heat. They will grow like crazy in the heat, but they don't produce blackberries in the heat. So I don't know. I don't understand that reasoning that, to kill an entire crop. I don't get it. So I'm just saying, if you've got primocanes right now and you want them to be viable next year, and you want to have a good spring crop of blackberries, leave them alone. Leave them alone. If you live in a northern climate, maybe you planted too far north, maybe, because it depends on the primocane variety, but the Primark Freedoms, I think, are zone 7 and below, or 7 and above, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you planted above that, or even if you have a hard, cold winter, and this is whether or not you're in the ground or in containers, because I haven't found any difference in as far as cold weather affecting primocane in tubs, in containers. The roots, the time I had problems when it got so cold, I lost a lot of canes, maybe 50% of my canes for the spring crop, but I didn't. But the primocanes came up great, so I didn't see any damage in the root system because it was in a container. That's what I'm trying to say. So leave them alone. Prune them, tip them now if you want to at 4 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, whatever you choose. My opinion, leave them alone, let them grow, and then get you a good spring crop. Let your prime start coming up, and give you a good summer crop. And just, that's the way it's supposed to go if they're prime. If they're not prime, what you're cutting down now is your entire next year's crop. Everything. So depending on whether it's prime or floricane, you could be just completely ruining yourself for next year. Anyway, if you, but I prune at about 4 feet tall, because that's where my trellis wire is, just above the trellis wire. If you're looking for a good trellis, to build a good trellis, simple, easy, inexpensive, check out the trellis video. It's one that you're going to want to see if you don't have a trellis already. All right, we're going.